Well, gang, Field Day 2021 is in the books, and I did make the rounds at a few sites. It wasn't worth it to do the full loop, as some sites closed early and others just didn't happen at all. So let's talk about how Field Day played out. Coming up right now. Hey, what's up? I'm Rhea, call sign N2RJ. I'm a ham radio operator, and here we talk about amateur radio and other interesting things. So if this is your first time here and you like the content, consider subscribing and giving us a like. This way we can get these videos in front of more people and show the world our awesome hobby and service. All right, so as I usually do, I like to go to Field Day sites, checking on affiliated clubs and other sites in the Field Day locator. This year I stayed in northern New Jersey as I had other things going on this weekend. I visited a few sites and there are quite a few things different about this year versus other years. I did conduct a poll to see how people did, and that will be near the end of the video along with some social media comments. To begin with, field operations are somewhat down. This can be attributed to several things. For one, a lot of field day operation takes place in parks and other public spaces. Due to the current situation, though, some parks didn't fully open up until earlier this year. Frankly, a lot of people weren't sure as to what was going to happen this year, so they erred on the side of caution. So a number of small and even big clubs didn't have field day at all. This includes my home club, the Sussex County Amateur Radio Club. This was a big disappointment, but the good news is that our other big activity, the Hamfest, is still on this year at the fairgrounds. I have to head up to Windsor, Connecticut for an ARRL meeting, but I should be back in time to go to the Hamfest. But yeah, if you look at the map, it's a bit down. Northwest of New Jersey, it seemed to be a veritable field day desert. There were only 21 listed operations in New Jersey. The rest of the country suffered some declines as well. Other things I noticed is that even sites that had in-person field day had somewhat scaled down operations. We're accustomed to seeing large setups with big antennas, but some just ended up doing one or two pop-up shelters and a few radios, dipoles, and small generators. I did see some interesting things. Passaic County Races set up on top of Garrett Mountain in Woodland Park. They used a couple of flex radios and an ICOM 9700. Gordon Beatty W2TTT was there. I did a live stream from there as well, as you remember. This is a wonderful location to operate, except that there is some local noise. A few years ago, when I did the microwave sprint, I think it was with Andrea K2EZ, or it might have been June VHF, I'm not even sure now. We went up to the top of one of Camelback in Pennsylvania, and there was a transmitter there pumping out high power on 800 to 900 megahertz. Basically killing us on 902. So there was some stuff up there in Garrett Mountain that was interfering with the VHF and HF side of things. This particular crew also used FT8. I'm not against FT8, but there was a lot of activity on CW and SSB as well, so maybe they missed out. I don't know. Propagation seemed to be a major factor this year. Normally running a field day station, it's a compromise, so you need good propagation. One of the stations I dropped by, Split Rock Amateur Radio Association, which was using the call sign N2XP, was having loads of trouble on 20 meters. 80 meters seemed mostly fine. Another club, Tri-County Radio Association on Watchung Reservation, didn't have good propagation on the Sunday. So now on to the Twitter stuff. I did conduct two polls, one on YouTube and another on Twitter. They sort of gave the same results, but Twitter had fewer options. I noticed that people who didn't participate were almost the same as people who thought field day was awesome. This was quite surprising, and I thought everyone did field day. And with the home station waivers this year, why not? Anyway, some specific comments. Matt, WD5ACR wrote, I operated 1D and band conditions were awesome. I had a VK come back to my 20 meter CQ and was sad I didn't want to rag chew. I also ran 2 to 3 per minute on 40 meters after midnight. That's all good for field day if you ask me. Oh, you did. Yes, I did. So yeah, if you were home, you had your home station, no need to worry with setting anything up. Just get on the radio and operate. You have great antennas and comfortable home and air conditioning. Yeah. So I would say that's one way to do it. Fortunately or unfortunately, that waiver hopefully goes away after this year. I hate to see Field Day turn into yet another contest, even though it is a contest. V6LK writes, second virtual field day for FARS/Cycle 25 group, and we did great, had fun, and greeted visitors from all over Canada and USA. So that was nice. I assume they either operated from home or did this in the field. There were quite a few comments about the weather. Well, first of all, many people claim this is an emergency exercise, so I guess it goes along with the territory. But I would agree, the weather was really strange and sometimes pretty awful. Rain and heat primarily. And don't think it's just because I'm from Trinidad that the heat is no problem for me. I like summer, but I hate extreme heat. But particularly in the Pacific Northwest USA, there was a lot of heat, which is unusual for them. Joseph V3GKT wrote, on field day, the bands are very, very crowded with giant signals. Then he goes on to talk about POTA and FT4. SSB wasn't fun. FT4 is kind of a strange beast. I want to like the mode, but I think that the signal to noise that FT8 offers, I do enjoy making contacts on CW2. Anyway, final thoughts. If this was your first field day, or you're not licensed yet, this is how a lot of people get hooked into the radio hobby. Secondly, don't let it end there. Look to get licensed if you haven't already, and if you are, try some portable operation. It's a lot of fun. Well, that's it from me. Hope you have a great weekend. Stay safe. Keep on hamming. This is N2RJ. See ya.